Welcome back! This is Random Gamer. In this video we are going to start producing all of the required items for the turbo motors and craft my first ever turbo motor itself. The complete list of all of the mods used in this gameplay alongside with mod spotlights are in the video description. I provide weekly gaming content in YouTube for free. I would be forever grateful if you could check out my merch. Only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking the video, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video. In the last episode we established an epic outpost for producing the alkyd aluminum sheets, and now the next thing is definitely to route the alkyd aluminum sheets themselves to the main base so we can start producing items from them. The first step will be building another train station right about here so we can start loading it up. And there we have it, all set up. We have a split over here and the station itself is over here. So now the next thing is to set up a railway station at the base and take it from there. Oh, and before doing that, let's definitely unlock the advanced aluminum production so we can see what the heatsink and the battery and also the motor, turbo motor to be exact, requires. So then we can choose a location for the upcoming train station. Nice. Alright, the batteries require the aluminum sheets, of course, and the wires, some sulfur and plastic. Heat sinks, in other hand, require only rubber to be added to the aluminum sheets. Nice. And the turbo motors require the radio control units, which are ought to be unlocked yet, and also some motors, rubber, and the heat sinks themselves. Alright, so I think we can manage it. We will set up the whole production of these three items somewhere around there, maybe even on this existing platform. As a matter of fact, let's not build it over there, let's keep it for the possible expansion of the fixed farming mode and instead build a setup over here. We must expand this existing platform. I chose this location because it's near to our storage facility and we can tap into almost every resource right over here. We only must bring the aluminum, of course, with the train station and the sulfur where the rockets are produced. Let's expand this platform a bit and take it from there. So something like this. Managed to fit it all over here quite nicely. So yeah, couldn't expand it over there because the poison plant is quite tedious indeed. So as you can see, the three factories will be over here and the train station for the alkyd aluminum sheets will be here. So next up, let's route the railways until we meet the existing train network. Meanwhile, building the platform for the rails. Notice that we have a pod over here. Oh, one rotor. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah, we definitely don't have the factories aligned perfectly, but no worries, we will manage. Perfect, all connected up. So this is the intersection which is turning from the alkyd aluminum sheet production. It clips a bit through the big trees, but no worries, we can manage. We have a perfect slope which goes through the arcs. Pretty nice indeed. We managed to set up a corner over here to align up the factory flooring quite perfectly. So next thing is to name the station and set up a storage also to receive the aluminum sheets and then start the train. Alright, the name has been set. Let's go to the alkyd aluminum sheet production then. And the train has arrived. That's epic. Let's load up the aluminum sheets and go off to an adventure. Let's see that all of the intersections work as planned. Nice. Epic. That's epic. And the final few corners. And unloading at the right station. Perfect. So now when we have the aluminum brought in nicely, we can start building the factories. First of all, let's establish the walls and take it from there. Meanwhile, building the platform and the buildings themselves, I remembered that we have the MAM resource completed. So let's choose the heavy oil residue. And I also remembered that we need to produce the radio control units in order to produce turbo motors. So let's grab some crystal oscillators. Fortunately, we have enough of them. Definitely for our initial needs. Perfect. Now the MAM should be completely done. Let's check all these and these. Yeah, all done. As you can see, I have set up 3 new buildings. So these will produce the batteries, these will produce the heat sinks, and these will produce the radio control units. We must add another building to produce the turbo motors themselves. So yeah, let's choose a location. Oh, forgot to mention also that we have the teleporter set up, so we can easily go back and forth with the central hub. This is named the turbo motors, of course. Alright, let's choose a spot. I think we will extend this platform a bit over here and move the railroad a bit also. This should look quite nice when the line of buildings are over here. Like so. Now we have 4 buildings, so the last one will produce the turbo motors, and we extended the railway right over here. So now the main event, the most tedious process will begin, routing all of the needed resources. OMG. So we don't need the batteries for the turbo motors. Let's check. Yep, definitely not needed. But we need the batteries for the solar panel Mark IIs from the refined power. So we'll definitely start producing them also. So let's route the aluminum sheets, the wires and the plastic from the central storage facility, and the last but certainly not least, the sulfur. And finally finished routing up the required resources in order to produce the batteries. We have produced quite an amount already, and I also did route the alkylate aluminum sheets to the central storage facility. So we are using the 3rd floor now, and I noticed a very failure thing. So yeah, all of these for some reason are facing outwards. Redid this one, but yeah, we need to do everything. Oh my god. So yeah, before we continue with the buildings, let's do that. Fortunately, it's 1,000 times easier to do that, because now we can fly. Alright, so these are done. Let's also put down the storage containers inside. And also the dispensers, of course. Perfect. All done. Let's continue with carrying the required resources to the newly made buildings. Next up is the heat sinks. So I already routed the conveyors as always. So let's route the alkylate aluminum sheets from here and the rubber from over here and routed. So this was very easy indeed. So split it over here and routed the rubber just over here. Let's continue. In order to produce the radio control units, we need the newly made heat sinks from next door, also the rubber, and we must route the crystal oscillators from quite far back from there, and the computers should be quite near from here. And there we finally have it. The resources have been routed to the radio control unit production. Nice. Next up, turbo motors. So turbo motors require also the heat sinks and the already made radio control units next door, some motors and some rubber. So let's route the conveyors. I have already done the inner conveyors over here as always, and yeah, let's continue. I can't believe it. Our first ever turbo motors are being produced. Literally the first ever. I have never done these kind of items before, starting from the aluminum itself. So yeah, this was pretty epic. Epic indeed. Came upstairs for a moment to check in the hub if we need the radio control units and the heat sinks for any milestones, and I don't think we do. So we only need to route the turbo motors and the batteries upstairs. This is literally the first turbo motor I have ever produced. This is definitely going to be showcased in some epic trophy room or something. Oh yeah. Let's route the rest. And done. Here we go. Let's ride along with our first turbo motors. The first one itself is in my inventory and the rest are following along. Nice. And to the storage container. Don't have a proper trophy room at the moment, so made this little thing. Turned out to be pretty nice indeed. Okay, let's check on this storage now. We have the whole container of aluminum sheets, of course, a few batteries, and yeah, turbo motors not so much, but they are definitely hard to make too, so no worries. So the main bottleneck seems to be the heat sinks right over here and also over here. So yeah, let's see what can we do with that. We have enough of aluminum, but yeah, the rubber seems to be the bottleneck. Let's see about here. Yeah, definitely the rubber. So yeah, let's see what can we do to expand our existing production or even build new refineries. So we checked all of the production and redid the math and found out a flaw over here. So the main reason that the production isn't working properly is that we have an overflow of the heavy oil. We can see that heavy oil is clogging up the whole system. I calculated that we are producing 250 heavy oil per minute and we are using all of it also, but the bottleneck comes from the fuel. So we can see that, yeah, it's filled. The problem is that we are not using all of the fuel that is being generated by the 5 refineries over here. So we are using only 40 per minute per machine. So this means that we are using 120 per minute, but we are producing 168, because 33.6 times 5 is 168. And also checked the canister production, so this is the right amount. But we need to do something about the refineries that are using the fuel. It's very hard to add one refinery to the existing ones because we have these setups on each side. So the best thing is to overclock them. Grabbed some power shots and overclocked each and every one of these 3 to 140%. So selected this one to be 56 because 3 times 56 is 168. So everything should be in order now. Alright, perfect. All of the lights of the machines are green now. And it seems that we have the conveyors a bit more filled now than before. So we have 5 refineries which are producing the rubber. This means that we have 100 rubber per minute, but producing heat sinks requires 70 rubber per minute per one assembler. Oh my god, we're definitely not even scratching the amount that is being required. This setup requires 700 rubber per minute and 400 aluminum sheets per minute. Definitely far from it. But as you may already know, I kinda like it when the whole building is filled with machines. And let's check on these. So these require 40 per minute and also the 10 heat sinks per minute. So yeah, pretty much a metric ton of rubber per minute is needed. But yeah, we don't have it. We can start producing it, but I think this will be in the later game when we tap into the oil nodes from over there or modify the existing setup with the turbo pumps, which is another mod. Yeah, let's let it run and see where it takes us. Let's see about our doggo farm now. Okay, the doggos seem to be somewhat happy and we have enough of food and also water. But I noticed one thing over here that yeah, our seed input is clogged up, and this is because that these are filled. So yeah, almost the other ones also. So we definitely need to do something about that. So these are just fine that we added several episodes back. I don't even remember when. We must do similar setup here also to store up more seeds. I don't know if we need them or should we sink them instead, but no worries. We can do the similar setup like over here. Yeah, I changed my mind about that. I thought of redoing the exact same setup as here, but yeah, as you can see, yeah, these would clip onto these on the other side. So yeah, there definitely isn't enough of room for that. So yeah, let's not keep hoarding the seeds we don't need. Let's just make a splitter over here, the programmable one, which splits all of the unneeded seeds at the moment to the sink. So yeah, the only seeds we need at the moment are the yosa berries and also the wheat seeds alongside with the carrot seeds. So we only need 3 kinds of seeds at the moment. We could do the exact same setups for all of these seeds, but yeah, I don't feel like it at the moment. So yeah, let's definitely sync those. So yeah, let's build a setup right over here. We need a supercomputer for the programmable splitter. We have produced quite an amount of these. Pretty nice indeed. So let's grab a stack. A few recipes would need the high-speed connectors in the milestones, and for that let's do a storage container split over here, like so. So we have future-proofed us a little bit. We should route them to the central storage facility, but yeah, don't feel like it at the moment. Okay, let's return to the seed facility. Alright, perfect. So the programmable splitter is configured like so that the only seed that can go forwards is basically yosa berry, which is undefined, and all of the other ones go right around here outside the building and right inside of the sink. So couldn't fit it facing the other way, so I had to do it like so. So now we're sinking all of the seeds but the yosa ones. So yeah, perfect. Now everything can run again. And meanwhile we have produced our first stack of turbo motors. Epic. Okay, checked through all of the refineries and we don't have an excess of heavy oil anymore. So this is very good news. We can also see that the plastic is completely full, and this is very good news also. Oh, might as well connect up the power grids. So we have the outposts power grid, which is producing quite a lot. We have delivered that via the train routes basically, and we have the existing main grid with this kind of power. So yeah, let's definitely connect them up. Epic. Over 50,000 megawatts. So we're consuming about 1/5 of the production, so about 20%. Nice. I think this is enough for this episode. We definitely accomplished quite a lot. So the definite main event were the turbo motors and my first ever turbo motor. So yeah, let's carry on in the next one. I provide weekly gaming content in YouTube for free. I would be forever grateful if you could check out my merch. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, leave a like and subscribe for more content like that. Make sure to click on the bell so you can get a notification about future uploads. See you on the next one.